All right, everyone, welcome to our first tool for some AI magic to make your life easier as a special education case manager. So, when you go to write an IEP, one of the key components is the present level statement. And usually that is driven by your evaluation report. So, I want you to imagine you're getting a student, you have a new evaluation report, or some states call it the evaluation summary report. Maybe it's a new initial evaluation. Maybe it's a 3-year reevaluation. Either way, you can use ChatGPT to make your life a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull out a chunk of text from the evaluation summary that I want in my present level. Now, this one is relatively short. And by the way, this is an imaginary student for confidentiality's sake and a made up middle school. But this is short enough that I will be able to take most of the evaluation. You may have to summarize it in a couple of chunks because the maximum amount of information ChatGPT can summarize at this time is 5,000 words. But we are not going to hit that threshold because this is a pretty short evaluation. I've seen some crazy long evaluation reports and some shorter ones. So what I'm doing here is I'm summarizing the chunk of text with the key information about this student and their functioning. Now, when I get down here to the eligibility statement, I don't need that. Eligibility is a given because I'll be checking the box on her IEP, which says that she's eligible for special education services. So once I have it all highlighted, I am going to hold down Control and hit C to copy. Now it's time for the magic because we head on over to ChatGPT, and remember, it is all about the prompt that you choose. So here I'm going to say, summarize the following information in an IDEA compliant present level statement. Be sure to include highest and lowest test scores and learner-based needs, because those are critical in our present level statement. And then you can also specify the length. For me, I would say the longest I want in a PLAAFP is about 400 words if it can do it. And using the magic of AI, we can usually get it that concise and it will pull out the key information. So I will say 400 words in length, and then I do my colon because I want to give it the information that it's going to summarize. So now I hold down, so after I get this prompt in here, and let me read it again because that's the most important piece of this, summarize the following information in an IDEA compliant present level statement. Be sure to include highest and lowest test scores and learner-based needs, 400 words in length. Now I'm going to hold down Control V to paste in the data, and I'm going to hit enter and watch as ChatGPT does the work. So here we go. And what happened here is sometimes ChatGPT breaks it down with these subheadings. I do not use subheadings in my present levels, but some people do. So if you like that, you can leave it right there. I would replace the word conclusion with learner-based need because that is what we want to see. And then I would make sure that I'm summarizing the key areas where she needs her goal. And you can add that after you have a team discussion, because remember, even if you're using AI, everything must be driven by the conversation at the IEP meeting. So I have a summary of the scores here. I have a summary of her grades. I have just the basic information. What I'll add in the conclusion, and I'll change it to say learner-based needs, is what we decide she needs to work on as her goal areas after the team discussion. Now, if you prefer a narrative instead of having headings, you can say to ChatGPT, regenerate in narrative form with no headings. And once you give that prompt, It will churn it out for you as a narrative instead, sentence formation. And then again, at this conclusion, you'll want to add whatever you discuss as far as progress on her current goals and objectives if she's a continuing student. And for both continuing and initial students, what is going to be her goal areas for the next annual planning year. Now, the cool thing about ChatGPT and a lot of AI is they have a really reliable translator tool. And this can really help even if you're going to have a translator at the meeting, because it gives them a resource to work off of so they know everything you're going to be talking about. So let's say you're working with a family who speaks Spanish. You can say, regenerate in Spanish, and you have exactly the same information in Spanish. And I've been amazed how many different languages it can handle. Obviously, the danger is that you're not sure exactly what it says unless you fluently speak the language. So that's why the translator is still important. They can take a look at it for you and make sure that everything makes sense. And also, this is a great resource for them to work off of as they're explaining to the family during the meeting